So the first thing you need to get right, if you want to be good at chipping, pitching, bunker shots, lob shots, distance control, it's strike. You've got to strike the ball at the middle of the club face. You know, it's the same with any other batting sport. Tennis, for example, would be a great example. It's got to come out the middle of the racket. If the ball doesn't come out the middle of the racket, you feel the racket vibrating, the shot is unpredictable, you don't know where it's going to go. So just think of your club head. It's like a tennis racket, a smaller version. We've got to hit the middle. Because if you're trying to control distances and you can't strike the ball properly, you're never going to improve. So we've really got to look at the strike first, and we've got to understand how do we strike the ball at the centre of the club face. And what it comes down to is the 3 degrees of motion. If you've checked out my 7-iron training video, the VR 3D one I did recently, I'm talking about it in there. You can see me in the avatar here. You can see all the markers across my body. And they're placed basically on the joints of my body, shoulder joints, elbows, wrists, knees, ankles. And these are the things that we need to free up. Okay, we've got to get the shoulders, elbows, wrists free. Everything needs to be completely loose. You know, that's the feeling you want to get. So before you hit a golf shot, you know, you got to shake up a little bit. If you look at an athlete, when they get ready to do the 100-meter sprint, you know, they're shaking their legs and, you know, loosening everything up because they want everything to fire properly. They want the kinetic chain to be intact. And that kinetic chain is basically the transfer of energy from the ground through your body into the golf club. That's what we're looking to do. Also, it's really important that you've warmed up as well. You want your muscles warmed up. So before you play, you want to make sure you hit some shots and loosen up, because then that kinetic chain is going to fire with so much more efficiency. So loosen up. You got to hit plenty of balls before you go out and play. You can't expect to just get on the first tee and then, you know, start playing amazing golf. You're going to be stiff to begin with, so you got to loosen up. Right, so short game, we've got to get the strike number 1. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do it now. I've got 5 balls out in front of me here. I've got the GForce Wedge, super flexible shaft. This club is going to be your own personal golf coach, okay, because it's going to give you feedback. It's not going to be shouting in your ear all day long. It's going to give you feedback from two things. One is the ball flight, because you can hit shots with it. It's like a normal wedge. The only difference is the shaft. Okay, it's super flexible, like really bendy. So you imagine a lady's golf shaft, it's probably going to be at least twice as flexible as that. And what's great about that is it's going to give you feedback from your swing. So if you swing tempo, if you're a bit Yankee or jabby when you're practicing your short game, it's going to show up straight away with this shaft. You're not going to be able to hit the golf ball. Everything's going to feel really jerky and unbalanced. So really the key thing to do when we're starting is you've got to free everything up, nice and relaxed. Start swinging with your right hand only, so you can feel the weight of the club head swinging back and through. Feel the momentum from the club hinging your wrists back and through. And just make smooth changes in direction back and through. Do the same with the left hand only. Start swinging it. And just let your body respond to the golf club. So as I'm swinging this golf club, I'm just allowing my body to do what it wants to do. So I'm really just letting my central nervous system, my brain, do what it's good at. Okay, you've got to let it just do what it wants to do. Okay, then get both hands on the club. Same feeling, smooth changes in direction, back and through. So once you've got that nice rhythm and tempo going on, you can feel like your wrists are completely free, like a door hinge. Okay, so imagine it's just a hinge on each wrist and there's no power going to it. So we can manipulate our wrists. Obviously, you know that yourself. You can do what you want with your wrist. In the golf swing, if you can imagine that that's not possible. Okay, so you don't want to be hinging your wrist in any particular way or trying to manipulate it. I want you to allow the weight of the golf club to hinge the wrists naturally for you back and through. Okay, just let it happen. We've got to keep those wrists really hinging. If we're going to strike the ball, that's going to be the first way it's going to allow us to do that. So once you've got that nice free hinging motion and smooth changes in direction, just hit a couple of little sort of 3/4 shots, just to make sure you can feel that connection on the golf ball. So that felt nice and solid. Go to the ball again, same thing. Feels nice and free, nice and relaxed. Do another one. So it feels nice and loose, nice and relaxed. Okay, I don't feel like I'm tightening up. The contact, I can hear it. It sounds good. The shaft, you know, even though it's really, really flexible, you know, here's the magic thing about it. It feels like a normal shaft almost. When I'm swinging it, it doesn't feel like it's any different to a normal golf club. And that's really one of the keys. If you can swing back and through, make smooth changes in direction, then you're doing the right thing. You're going to hit some good shots then. But if you get a little bit quick, a bit jerky, whether that's on the takeaway or coming down, you're sort of rushing the club through or jabbing at the ball, you're going to feel it in the shaft straight away. So it's going to tell you exactly what you need to do, which typically is just relax and just swing it smooth back and through. When you go to the ball, just try and repeat that smooth feeling back and through to get that solid strike. So now I can hit the ball out the middle of the club face. You know, that's rule number one. I know now, if I can do that consistently, I'm going to be much better at judging distances. And that's the next stage.